Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is May 2nd, 2023. This is episode 574, I believe. Today we're looking at Dead Romans. Issue number 1 comes in a whopping $3.99 from Image Comics. And on the cover here we see it appears to be a Roman helmet on a spear. This comic was a little confusing to me. I should say it was very confusing. It was very hard to follow. I read it twice, and I'm going to try another issue of it. I really want to recommend it because I love the art in it, the way it looks, the grittiness of it, and all. The story I'm not too sure of. I think they gave a lot of exposition to things that just didn't seem that important, and they could have done other things to fill in what exactly was going on. You're kind of left out in the dark on this. So let's take a quick look to see who worked on this Dead Romans issue. It's written by Fred Kennedy, illustrated, and the covers A, B, and E were done by Nick Marinkovic, edited by Alison O'Toole, the cover C by Kerry Nord and Adam Gorham. So I don't know who did the lettering on this. Or the coloring. I'm assuming that Nick maybe did all the coloring as well. So we get this nice gritty look. I really like the compositions of these paintings here, and of course it's around. It kind of reminds me of the Frost Giant's Daughter that came out on Ablaze Comics a couple of years ago. Really nice, stark-looking art. So there are 3 legions of Roman centurions have been sent into what is Germany, but it wasn't called Germany yet. Yet they're going to fight the Germans. And here's where it gets a little muddy. You're not quite sure exactly what happens because they show some of these guys apparently like dressed with different kind of garb that I'm not used to seeing in Romans, and maybe they did do that, but wearing animal skins as well as carrying the Roman legion thing there, but the battle standard. But maybe they were mixed in with the German tribes at this point, and they had some of the Germans helping them fight the Germans. I'm not quite sure. So we just kind of have to go with it here. Apparently, one of the leaders has fallen in love with the slave from Syria who is along on this trip, and they're guarding this caravan of money or gold or something, some kind of riches, and he has professed his love for her, and he gives her his sword to protect herself while he goes off to do other things, do other, I guess, missions is the best way to put it. He says he'll come back and marry her, and she'll be his. And there seemed to be some kind of love affair going on, basically. Well, almost as soon as he leaves, and this took me a little bit time to figure out because it looks almost like it's happening when he's still there. They're attacked by the Germans. The caravan is attacked, and apparently everybody is slaughtered. I don't know. I'm assuming they took the treasure with them. And then we get a shot of some of the Germans and some fighting, but I'm never quite sure of who's doing what here. But like I said, I really enjoyed the art on here. It was not hard to go back and look at it again. Just really some nice pictorial stuff going on. The dark colors just really kind of add to the whole tenseness and if you can tell, I'm a little sick right now. I've got a little bit of a sinus infection, so my voice might be a little bit lower than usual. Okay, so a lot of battle going on. And here's where it gets a little confusing because apparently he's fighting some other group and it might be a diversion, but I'm not quite sure. I read this twice. I think they could have spent a little bit less time on the love affair and a little bit more time explaining what was going on. But like I said, the art in it was worth reading. So I will take a chance on a second issue on this. See if it kind of makes a little more sense, brings things to the forefront. But one of the things that kind of bothered me a little bit is apparently this Syrian slave is a sword expert, and we find that out. There's a preview for the second issue, and we find out that she's quite the fighter, even though there's no indication that she's had any kind of training with a sword, but she's taking on some of the German tribes here. Now, they've asked the German tribes to go to find her to see if she's still alive. I don't know. He was going to go himself, but he was talked out. He says, no, you got to go talk to the heads of the German tribes. They'll want to talk to you. We'll go send some people out to find her, but her name is Honoria, and I can't remember what his is. It's but this is his cousin. These are the two guys here, cousin. This is the man that loves Honoria. So they're going to go to Daga's camp first, Daga, and discuss things. So then we find that we go back to the wreck, and apparently they've left her behind, and she's still alive. So that's like the cliffhanger here. Now we get some looks at some of the issues for next time. Like I said, I really like these covers. Or this guy's art. It's really dramatic. And here's the little thing that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it says, Honoré refuses to believe her lover could have betrayed her and Rome by leading the German attack, but she puts her worry aside to defend the Roman camp from a band of raiders. Arminius struggles to keep his force united when the tribal bands of Germania begin to fracture beneath old blood feuds. So we get a 5-page preview of the next issue, which is good. So we'll take a look at that in a second. So Arminius is the lover of Honoria, if you can take all that in. And that's what was confusing about it, because not only is she confused, but the reader will be confused as well. And so there's the preview for the next issue. There's the cover. Same group. This is coming out. This already came out. I have to go back to the comic store. I'm really behind. And here we got our preview. Dead Romans, page 1. And she is still alive. Apparently the only survivor from this attack. And she hears something coming. Some people coming. It says, search the bodies. And she grabs somebody. And apparently this is one of the Romans that have gone out to look for them to see what happened, to see if she's still okay. And so while she's with this group that has come to take her back to Arminius, they are attacked by the German tribes. And then all of a sudden we can see that she is quite the swords person against the German tribes. So that was a little bit. I like this art though. I really like the way this looks. So that was a little bit anticlimactic to see that she's going to be perhaps a Mary Sue with the sword. But what can you say? It's really kind of funny because a lot of the comics that I've picked up, they seem to have a female lead, or the female is a very strong character, not so much just written for personality-wise, but can best all the men that she comes up against. So we'll be seeing a few of those more in the future. In fact, I'll be doing Parker Girls number 6 in just a little bit here. So thanks for stopping by and looking at Dead Romans number 1 by Fred Kennedy. Like I said, it's a little bit confusing. I'm going to give it a recommend for now, just because the art was, to me, it was really stunning, and I really enjoyed looking at it. As always, thank you for stopping by and watching this review of Dead Romans number 1. Please like, please subscribe if you wish. Please leave comments if you'd like. And we'll see you next time at the Temple of Totems. This is Indie Comics Jones, sick but coming through with another review. I bid you adieu. That all rhymed. Don't ask me why.